6 does come through here for Leaper. Teddy, like you say, does have that enchanted crystal arrow now put together as Bulldog shoves that wave towards the turret. No cannon, so Seitab going to
bonus movement speed, but DRX look like they want to actually contest this. Teddy is moving.
Yeah, Flutter is just going to flash forward. There's the solar play. Equalizer goes down. First blood in an instant. No opportunity to use the ulti for the cannon. Bulldog goes down as well. And DRX come alive.
Beautiful engage there. Flutter the one that started off immediately.
For it back. And so far, looks like DRX are just taking things.
But wait, they look like they want to contest, but Bulldog's bot with no TP. Rascal has TP.
Well, Pletter is going to get stunned up first, but there's the Eclipse. Deadly Flourish just kind of ignored here by Pletter. Not too worried about it as Teddy throws the arrow onto the cannon, sidesteps the Glacial Prison, and the Squirrel explodes another time. Equalizer goes down. There's that teleport that you were talking about, and DRX, they will not go quietly into this good night. They are looking like they're winning this game.
Rascal might be...
Well, yeah, maybe not Rascal in this moment. He's going to have to flash away. But still, I'm getting ahead of
decisiveness from DRX. Now Teddy looks for Leaper, won't find anything. But yeah, you can just see DRX coming alive in these fights. They're the ones dictating it. And Kwangdong Freecs making some mistakes. The fact Bulldog was
themselves within touching distance.
Here's the Herald coming down. Kwangdong Freecs going to need to try and deal with this one. Leaper's just going to handle it. There was no wave synced with it, so not too much of an issue.
Yeah, he's going to get some damage down as there's the arrow. Sails by Bulldog, just barely missing him. And yeah, there's the teleport coming in. The curtains have been called here as well. Maybe a little bit early as the exhaust comes down, but there goes Rascal. Dudu might be traded, but he's trying to rush his way out. He's not going to be able to do so, and Pletter flashes the wall. Sponge is transformed into a cannon, but that shuriken is just not quite long enough, and now Seitab doing a lot of work here. Sponge still looking for more here. Has that Heartbreaker to close the gap, but they're not going to give him an angle. And it's a 1-for-1 in the end. Both top laners now dead, and the battle for position hasn't been really won yet for anyone because Banana Brush Control still there for Kwangdong Freecs. They have an avenue in, but it looks like that is going to get wiped out. And can the Kwangdong Freecs actually challenge for this? Because Soul Point, Mountain Soul, this is going to be dangerous. Cuz just walking his way in there. The teleport from Rascal. Dudu doesn't have his. And so it's going to be a 5 versus 4. They're going to guarantee the Dragon, and DRX, they just have the answers today.
Yep, super tense moment. Kwangdong Freecs get that first
That
kill.
3,000 gold lead has not changed whatsoever. DRX now with so much more inherent control of this map. You can see they're going to be able to use that to take down this outer turret in the bottom lane. His top lane outer under fire right now as Cuz is taking the enemy grunt. It looks like Equalizer just comes on through for Rascal and says, I'm just going to clear the wave from here.
This has been such a good game from Rascal. There's been so many moments where he's had to have great game sense, really read what Kwangdong Freecs are doing.
Whoa, that's an Equalizer. Slicing Maelstrom just to clear out the wave. I was a little bit worried there for a second.
They will lose this tower mid though, so big advantage for DRX regardless. But yeah, Rascal, I feel like some of the mistakes we've seen him make this season in terms of overstepping when he really can't, and being punished, he's just been so crisp in it this game so far.
Oh, arrow. Not going to find Dudu, but it does just give enough space to take down towards this fight in 2 minutes' time. I don't know whether he's going to be able to make enough money for it, especially not when he's hanging out with Bulldog here as Rascal. He's in trouble, doesn't have his flash, and he is just dead. That is possibly the product of the actual cast curse there, but still not even able to get rid of this minion wave, so that is going to spell the end of this outer turret as well, and maybe that is going to be Shadow Flame completion. Like you said before, this is a bursty comp.
So early, I feel like Mountain Soul, when you don't have full build, don't have all your items, such a hard one to deal.
Pletter might be caught out, but he is Leona, so he just probably doesn't care as the Solar Flare going to be straight up avoided. Curtains are going to get called here as Sponge takes a whole bunch of bullets, but Bulldog is going to get exhausted and destroyed, and now it's Andal that gets heartbroken, and Teddy will take him out with an arrow to the knee. That should be, in 20 seconds' time, a soul, and maybe even more here for
Mountain Soul, and that 4K gold lead again. Things look fantastic.
I feel like we've gone back in time. Once again, Leona's just baiting people into trying to kill them and then pressing W. And themselves, we've got 5 minutes on an Elder, potentially. Some burger flipping, perhaps. Cuz definitely no stranger to that.
At 25 minutes, when you're already behind.
All right, Arrow is gonna find Bulldog! Pletter gets into that backline. Sponge is gonna heartbreak over, and no dashing over the wall for you, sir. Andal gonna be cut down where he stands as well as Sponge going to put on his best area impression, and Over the wall he goes. They're going to be able to take themselves to Baron. And where the heck has this DRX been all season?
You know, this is, we saw glimpses of this, but nothing close to like the full impact of this game. It just feels like every little moment we saw shining light from DRX has all come together in this match.
Pushing up this top lane, not a lot of health on this inner turret. I don't know whether Dudu is going to be able to successfully defend this, and by I don't know, I mean he isn't going to be able to successfully defend this, as they do. And it's already up to 2.3k as far as the Rebel Baron power play is concerned. Like you were saying, minute and a half. Sponge could be in a little bit of trouble here. Does have his ulti, he's going to be able to use that. Then he has flash. I mean, he's never going to die. His arrow is going to sail through once again. Good sidestep there from Cuz. Just looking for any opportunity that they can find as Satab with so much turret damage, it is absurd, as there's another Solar Flare from Pleta looking to try and find his way in or just guarantee the turret. Then he is going to be able to do option B very comfortably, as Glacial Prison going to connect onto Teddy. He just presses the cleanse button, and now Pleta in that front line once again. The Magnus Storm comes in, but pop goes the Rel, and the exhaust is prepped for the cannon once more. Leaper now having to flash out of there, Cuz not with that option, and Bulldog kept at bay by the robot and a Yordle. Leaper taken out as the triple kill comes in for Sponge. And I think DRX are kind of done with game number 1 here. They're wondering whether Kwangdong Freecs are going to be able to come back for game 2.
I mean, they've just stomped them. 3 kills only for Kwangdong Freecs, 2 towers and 3 grubs. Nothing really else to save, and is Rascal looking for more.
And he goes golden here, and Rascal, it will pick up his first win. He's starting to here because he's rotating up. Dudu, slice and dicing. We'll be able to proc that Conqueror there as well, as Rascal looking to go back as, oh no, he might be baited into this one. This is danger. As Cuz in position, and yeah, Rascal, I think he might just be dead. Let's see whether he can get himself out of the way of this one. The plans do go down. Flash is up and available as the flash comes forward, and despite Rascal flashing, he's still going to go down.
Yep, set up there.
The dragon,
back.
and there we are, we're back. Never you mind. Just making sure that we were getting everything sorted. Yeah, we're on our toes.
Diego Zyra, so no Nocturne. Not sure what happened there, but
a little bit weird. Somewhat of a paranoia scenario, but instead it's just going to be a couple of grubs being picked up here by available around this area as well. They finally get the ward over the wall, but Teddy going to get spotted out. He's going to eat some honey fruit. And Pleta in position. Satab down here as well. There's a lot of DPS. They knock up the Braum. He's going to throw the door out, but he could be in a little bit of trouble. There's the curtains. They have been called. Blastcone's going to be here, though. Pleta going to be absolutely fine, and he just blocks them from being able to answer Ocean Soul this game. A lot of brushes
engagement on now. An immediate Herald, pretty rare. We kind of see them held on for a while, but just sees a window to immediately capitalize and take that mid-tier 1.
Yeah.
Big pickup for the Kwangdong Freecs.
Able to move up towards a 3,000 gold lead as well. Make that 4 as this top lane outer turret is going.
Tier 1 instead. Maybe looking for a pick on a Dudu and letting the dragon go. Your bot tier 1's already just gone anyway, so you can't do much about that. You can actually see the pings coming out. Looks like they've opted to go for that now, but maybe a little bit late with the setup.
Yeah, you can see Rascal. He's going to do his... Rascal does need to come on over to make sure that he can lock that one down. A trade for an inner turret is not going to be worth it, as they do at least get to work on the outer. So another wave going to be shoved in, as the Ram just going to be used to clear out the wave mostly, but doesn't do anything towards this siege minion, and so the inner falls in the bottom lane as well, and that is just not worth it, DRX, unfortunately.
Yeah, Dudu doing a great job backing away so he doesn't get targeted. And Kwangdong Freecs like, look, we don't need to stand around Dragon and do nothing. We'll use our time. If you're going to go top, we'll pressure bot heavily and just extending that gold lead more and more. Get that Dragon in pocket. They're in a fantastic spot. It feels so nice having an Ashe just firing arrows, pinning people down. When you're behind like this, you know, everyone has flash on Kwangdong Freecs. Even if you're spot on with an arrow, I think really for them to push the pace of this game forward, you need to start denying vision around Baron, which they're moving to do.
Yeah.
And just threaten the possibility. Oh,
that's a big old flank angle for Rascal. The arrow is not going to connect as Rascal does blow the Ornhorn. Andal not going to be able to interrupt it, and they get the knock up onto Cuz. Stranglethorns goes down, but Rascal able to keep himself healthy. Now the ulti comes through from Bulldog, and in goes Dudu. The massive crocodile will cut down the blacksmith, and Kwangdong Freecs may have just found ulti. Not even invested. Oh, actually, yes, it was. Yeah. He just went boom. Atlas, you watched it with your own eyes. Oh. Arrow will connect. And Sponge is here. He flashes over the wall as Bulldog skates his way out. Can he actually fully escape? And the answer is yes. Zeri, everyone.
It's one of those moments where it's a sick arrow and you feel like, hey, I can get that, I can follow up on this, but really you can't do enough to actually make the kill happen. So now you end up losing. Massive, absolutely. But the ornaments, 3 of them coming out, will help a little bit.
Yeah, Sponge not going to get locked up. Ooh, Cuz going to have to flash. That's a decent flash to have as well, as now Sponge in a little bit of trouble. Bulldog, these burst fires really starting to hurt as Rascal gonna find the Bellows Breath. There's an ulti from Bulldog, just making sure that he keeps them low. Satab almost just dead incidentally, and Leap is able to lock that one up. Sponge also dead, and Bulldog still just frontlining into DRX. Extendo Beam not gonna do it, but oh man, barely even a fight. And Kwangdong Freecs
in, and now Kwangdong Freecs will get Soul Point and the Baron, and they'll even moving down to secure this, provide some cover for Bulldog.
Teddy actually looking to try and push on over. There's the Ram coming out. They're looking for Andal. They get a flash as the quickness goes down. Frost Shot not going to be enough to slow down the lead. As DRX, of course, not going to be out of the series just yet. Kwangdong Freecs just holding on here in game number 2. They'll have to do it again in game 3 without side selection. Kind of important. But still, this one is looking all but over. Grand Entrance going to connect onto Pleta there, who finally puts up the door. And Extendo Beam actually still going to cut through him. Of course, kind of ignores a lot of what Braum has to offer as Satab rotating over. It will be a 5v5. Let's see whether Rascal can find an angle. Sponge gets a stun onto Bulldog, and he just dies. Okay, Cuz going to be able to lock down that kill. Now Rascal trying to get himself out of there, and I think Bulldog's just a little bit too fair. The curtains are being called, and I think they are very realistically named in this particular game, as Bulldog does eventually go down, but he's traded for 3.
That's when you know you're too far behind. I think it was the correct play from DRX, but they just didn't have the damage to pierce Bulldog, and they also just got one shot by Cuz's ult there. The damage nuked Sponge, so unfortunately too little too late for DRX. Their base is being threatened now. There's not much they can do to defend. It looks like it might just be going to game 3.
It's looking like it. 2 inhibitors at least will be going down in unison here, as Teddy not quite with the accuracy that he had in game number 1 in this game. Sometimes you just got to hope that they're going to connect, as now Andal looks for that angle. Finds the knock-up as the Ram does come down. Good double onto Bulldog and Cuz, but do they have enough? The Stranglethorns come through, and Dudu, he has the Dominus, and he's looking for Teddy. Teddy's still able to do a fair bit of work here, but the Ornn, it's going to go down first, and now it's the Bulldog show. They take down Satab, and Kwangdong Freecs, I think they're done with game number 2, and it's going to be the decider between them and DRX in game number 3. A much better look than the team that is still vying for that last spot in the playoffs. Kwangdong Freecs not going to go down without a fight here in this one, although they are going to leave DRX's base for now, even though it is kind of just in tatters.
Yeah, Soul on the cards, triple inhib down. It's just a matter of finishing off the Nexus at this point. Kwangdong Freecs, after a shaky game 1 with the pressure on, managed to do basically everything they need now to win the game. Now, Ocean Soul in hand, and the base and tatters. Looks like they're going to wait for the Baron in 15 seconds. But DRX, they're going to have super minions pushing in. They want to make something happen now.
Yeah, Andal's going to get taken down to about half health here, as Leaper could be in a little bit of trouble, but he calls the curtains, and in comes Bulldog. The flash out from Teddy is decent, but he is eviscerated by the Stranglethorns. Bulldog now should be able to take down Sponge, who does look for a bit of a reset, but this is all she wrote here for game number 2. Kwangdong Freecs just take them down. Rascal will be chased out by Leaper here momentarily, but I think the base is what we need to be looking at, as Leaper doesn't have his flash, so can't actually get over the wall. And yeah, Captive Audience goes into the brush. That's going to give some vision, and Rascal will be taken down. The Nexus will follow suit, 14-3. Kwangdong Freecs will smash them here in game number 2, 35 minutes, and DRX now
bonus time to do things. The fact he's now sitting and waiting for it to spawn is not where you want it to be.
This is also not where Andal really wants to be either, as the Ignite goes down onto Leaper. Remember, he doesn't have the flash, and Teddy throwing out as much as he can. Andal going to flash away, but there's the hook onto Leaper. Is it first blood? And it is! Almost looking for another one as a flash forward, and Teddy will pick up a double.
Gets the double kill, will go down, but Alistair gets the gold, and now
Rascal. He's in a little bit of trouble here. The flash does come out, and Rascal slicing and dicing, and he's going to be totally fine. Lilia turns up and says, but Pulp does come on through as Andal taking a lot of damage. Leaper now going to be at the forefront of the attention. All right, can they get the Renekton in here in time? Is Sponge going down so incredibly low? The Valkyrie forward, and Bulldog does lock down the Lilia. Cuz going to get sliced up though, and Rascal gets one for himself. You saw the idea there a little bit early on Sponge, but still, it is a 1-for-1. Not a lot of mana as Bulldog still flashing for the kill, but he's not going to be able to pick it up. Still, that is
nearly games, and it felt like I said it particularly in game 1, it's like they weren't really capitalizing. This is capitalizing.
Well, another arrow going to hit. He's only level 5, and the Alistair is going to go down. Eventually, there he goes. Teddy going to be able to lock that one down as now Sponge, the rampage continues as Bambi frolics into the mid lane. Does get the flash over the wall. He's going to put the man to sleep. Watch out, Eep is exactly that. And Corky didn't watch out, as it turns out. 5-2 now for DRX.
And what a glow up for Sponge. What a performance to deny Kwangdong Freecs playoffs. He has stepped up massively because he's trying to do these grubs, but Sponge is coming.
Yep, the hawk shot is going to spot him out. I think one is all he's going to be able to get, and maybe he is just dead. The flash comes forward. They do manage to get the Keeper's Verdict, but Dudu doesn't have the steadfast presence, so isn't able to keep the Zyra alive. The Dominus comes through from Rascal. Cole, the Meek, gets most of his health bar back. And Dudu, yeah, he was. I'm glad that they went back to the Nort this time around as Satab. Oh dear, he's just dead. Really, really dead.
Yeah. Well,
that wasn't even really a jump scare. That was just a jump acknowledgement. All right, Sponge going to take a fair bit of damage here. The depth charge does come on through. Pleta able to soak a few of those bullets.
It was a bit of a whiff with the
wave advantage as Sponge does take down the first grub, but now the teleport comes in for the Renekton. Leaper can actually influence the fight from very long way away with that curtain call, but the arrow is going to connect onto Cuz. Curtains do get called, but Mum does too. And now the slicing and dicing will start. Cuz gets cut up first. Rascal now trying to deal with Dudu as it's a bloodbath in the pit. Bulldog trying to keep himself alive, but it's Satab that's stacking and killing here in the pit. Dudu trying to get himself out of there, and he will be
will be there for like a subsequent wave, but it looks like the tower's going to be gone there. So good play from Kwangdong Freecs to punish there, but they will lose the Rift Herald in the mid lane.
They should be able to also get the top outer, as Dudu did decide to go back home.
Yeah, especially as they can see them on the Dragon, but they're like, no, we want to make something happen. Bowling Ball?
Bowling Ball will connect on the Leaper here, as the Drake will go down, but now the engage has started. Andal with the ultimate, and that's the interrupt, and a massive knockup from Pleta. Cuz is going to get eaten by the Dragon. It is a Chemtech Soul, but I don't care if you're distracted, Orcs, because I was too. A massive team fight once again for DRX.
Second you put Pleta on a champion with agency, he just takes over games. Sponge, though, doing a fantastic job there as well, but they're just picking Kwangdong Freecs apart. We're going to see the tower go down. They might even get a tier 2. There's Smolder on the bot lane as well. This could be... Doesn't look like it's going to be that triple tower take, but it will get another charge. And things are quickly getting worse and worse for the side of Kwangdong Freecs.
Oh, man. This is,
you know, DRX throwing a lot of abilities out, trying to burn what they can, trying to find angles on the Kwangdong Freecs. They don't succeed in getting anyone, but they'll just take a tier 2 in the bot lane for Rascal. He's just vibing, having a great time. Black Cleaver and Stera quash Kwangdong Freecs just to show what they can do.
And just to show that you can't get into the playoffs for free.
Oh, no.
Everyone has to earn it, no matter who you're against. And we've seen like trap game after trap game this season. I mean, T1 losing to Nongshim, like KT losing to Bro, like so many of these games where, and I don't know whether this is one that you really want to pin your hopes on. I think it's Satab looking to try and farm some more of these stacks. that at Chu.
It's one of those things where,
Yeah, depth charge range does come on through, and Rascal rotating over at exactly the right time. Mom flies down. That's going to soften them up, but no big engage as the arrow will connect. But onto Andal, not really one that you want to be fighting. Lilting Lullaby still up and available.
Satab just hit the spike. He's past 225 stacks already.
He's a monster. And it's only 21 minutes into the game. My goodness, there's the flash forward from Dudu. The knockup on a Rascal is gigantic, but so is he. Oh God, this Renekton is so big, and now he's just having a party in the backline. Bulldog goes down, and Sponge is an absolute monster, spinning around doing donuts on Kwangdong Freecs right now as Leaper is burning. And he will be able to keep himself alive. He's a dragon that's consequential in this game, though.
Oh, certainly is. Satab hitting that spike already is such a big threat. But I want to give credit to Rascal here because Dudu sees this angle, gets on
one. It's probably Nongship, so it was quite
Since
reasonable.
the last time a former challenger jungler's looked good.
Yeah, precisely. Satab, the cast curse is pretty powerful here. Oh God, he has to flash. Satab almost just kills Cuz 1v3, and now Rascal's looking to finish the job. I don't know whether it's necessarily going to work because Cuz is kind of kiting him out, and the Renekton's going to go down as well. DRX, I don't think conga lining one after the other is going to be the answer here, especially when you got a
dragon. But again, this is, it's one of those things where DRX can't threaten a big soul because there isn't one, but it also means that the Kwangdong Freecs start to get dragons. They don't have that big win con. But we see here, Satab still does so much despite nearly being down. That arrow hit, I think Cuz is just dead, but then Rascal comes in a bit late. You can see he wants to get on a Cuz, but oh no.
There's another arrow. Watch out, Eve does 50% of Bulldog's health bar. And there he goes.
Looked a lot easier for them to kill Bulldog than it did for Kwangdong Freecs to kill Satab. I wonder why.
Mid lane is face checking, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 1-for-1 on that front in the last few seconds. We're going to equalize. So we do have that Rebel Baron power play getting back up to the positive numbers here. It's still not massive or anything like that. And now Rascal could be in a little bit of trouble. Dominus is going to get popped, but with the steadfast presence, it's really difficult for him to get himself around. He's slicing, he's dicing, and the Call of the Meek does do a fair bit of work as Leaper is in trouble. But still, they do manage to get through the Crocodile. They're going to sacrifice their inhibitor in the top lane for it.
Yeah, look, DRX always taking
that one, and Rascal's probably grinning ear to ear.
Yeah. Someone says, look top, by the way. In fairness, they get the mid-tier 1, so maybe Satab, 268 stacks, he is becoming extremely problematic.
Yes, thankfully he's in a side lane as Rascal now possibly caught out once again. Dominus up and available, and he is just going to set up the slice and dice onto Andal. He's going to have to flash forward to look for it. Doesn't actually headbutt Bold. Does come on in, and that is Leaper locking down the kill on the Croc, who holds on to his flash.
Okay, they got him, and they shouldn't lose a bot in Hib, so...
Is this a bit of a battle for the mid lane priority, but the Drake is still just going down for free. As we can see, Bowling Ball is going to sail by, just to remind everyone that Lilia does exist. The Baron, Dragon will be secured. It's just a little bit less interesting. Okay, here's a bit of a wraparound from Andal. He's on vision pretty early in this one as the flash out from Teddy gets him into a decent position, but can't say the same for Pleta. Mom comes down. Arrow is going to go wide this time, though. And Bulldog is able to keep himself alive. Yep, Sponge is still very, very scary, but 4 versus 5, this is a very, very dangerous option. Still, you got to throw a Hail Mary if you're this far behind, and there's the headbutt pulverize. It's going to connect onto the Renekton. There's Andal trying to take matters into his own hands. The curtain's being called there, and Sponge will be able to tank it up as the Baron's still going here. And it looks like they're just going to have to give it up exactly, and Kwangdong Freecs against the flow of the game will be able to take Baron number 2. See here, this inner turret in a lot of trouble. The top lane is well and truly in Kwangdong Freecs' side of the map, and that is going to be the inner turret falling in the mid lane. Dudu possibly in trouble as Steadfast Presence comes down. The dice is going to be interrupted, but not the hook, and the depth charge is going to deny any follow-up from Bulldog. Mom gets angry, Andal going down low, and Rascal continuing to wrap around, looking for these angles, and Sponge is so fast and he's out very, very quickly as well. He's fast and squishy.
Yeah, Bulldog very dangerous still, and it feels like
as he gets his health bar back in again. This dragon isn't one that they're going to be able to fight over, but now DRX with control of the area, and the curtains have been called. Not really doing anything consequential right now. And Teddy just throwing out these volleys. Bulldog possibly in trouble, is immediately going to get out of there. The depth charge is going to come through, and Mum just comes down and cooks him. The Corky is dead once again as a Chu does rain on over, and Andal, he gets back in there, I think realizes that he's probably just definitely dead.
This could be it!
And Leaper! Oh god, this dragon just does so much. Still Dudu is able to kill Teddy on the back end of the fight. Kinda massive there as a flash forward from Sponge. He has to go golden, the hook comes on through as Rascal, everyone just trying to pile in enough damage onto Dudu, who's so incredibly tanky. I think they're going to need Satab if they want to kill him, and I think that they might be able to do so. The heroic charge over the wall is fantastic, and there it is. DRX do manage to take him down finally, and they win out in the fight. But that control ward inside the pit, that's going to be removed, and now everything just goes dark. DRX face checking right now. So many control wards in here, so much to get through. As Leaper back at full health as he's walked back from base.
See Andal looking, he's the one with flash, he's trying to find angles.
Yep, there's the pulverize, it's going to connect onto two. The slice comes forward as Sponge is looking to try and dance around this fight, can put them to sleep as the arrow is immediately cleansed once again. Rascal goes down and Satab wasn't even there for this one. As Kwangdong Freecs, I think realizing that a Nexus for Baron trade isn't one that they can really do, and they are just going to be able to...
Andal, he's got flash.
Yep, he's on a control ward, so they know exactly where he is. As Satab inside the pit right now. There's a pulverize, but it's not the biggest. It is going to be the secure there for Sponge, and now the curtains have been called. Mom gets gigantic crocodile gets into the back line. Bulldog trying to kite it out, but of course the anchor is going to land. And there is Rascal securing it. Still, Leaper, can you actually be the hero? Can he find it? 280 carries against one. And I don't know whether Leaper likes these odds. Flap, flap, and oh god, this small dragon is actually much larger. The crocodile is dead, so at least he takes him down. But Satab and Teddy are now going to get to work on the base.
And this should be enough, because it's going to be up in 25. Andal is up in 15. It's no longer a question if can they defend. They have to just do everything they can. Andal has to buy time. The 80 carries looking to end this game and Kwangdong Freecs' playoff chances.
Yeah, they're going to do so much damage to these turrets. The first one's going to go down in the blink of an eye. 1 second, and Andal is going to be back up again. They want to make sure that they're not tanking up this turret. As okay, never mind. The arrow is going to connect. Andal's just going to get eaten by a dragon. Now it's Cuz's turn. Can you stop this from going down? Remember, this is the playoff hopes of the Kwangdong Freecs. The Nexus is being focused. Cuz is going to go down, and DRX